Be warned, readers, this video may contain spoilers for the content included. Now that you have been fairly warned, let's begin today's retrospective. Welcome back to a series of unfortunate events, The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. In Chapter 6, the children awake to Count Olaf with bowls of oatmeal. The children are reasonably suspicious that their food has been poisoned, since this is the first decent thing the Count has done since they have arrived. It appears that Count Olaf catches on to their suspicion as he picks a raspberry from one of the bowls and eats it. The Count wouldn't eat poison himself, thought the children, so they began to eat their breakfast. It appears this was all just to soften them up, as the Count asks them to join his next play, The Marvelous Marriage. No matter how much the children insist on not being in the performance, Count Olaf discloses that Mr. Poe spoke with him, and the Count is now fully aware that he acts in loco parentis, meaning he can just force them to be in the play whether they like it or not. And so Klaus and Sunny will play witnesses to the marriage, even Justice Strauss will partake in the play as the judge, and Violet will be the bride to Count Olaf. Obviously, Violet is repulsed at the idea of being Count Olaf's wife, even if it was just for show. With no other choice, the Baudelaire children must take part in the play. Violet believes that this must have to do with their fortune, but she doesn't know how. They can't ask Mr. Poe about this because he'll most likely speak with Count Olaf again. They can't even turn to Justice Strauss as she is now in the play and his neighbor as well, and would most likely speak with him if they asked about any inheritance laws. However, she does have a library. Surely a judge would have law books on hand. Of course, things couldn't just go well for the children. Everything seemed way too normal for that to be possible. The Count can't even do one nice thing without having some kind of personal motive. So what's the reason for bringing them into his play? Are his shows going so poorly he needs to resort to forcing his adopted children to participate in them? After all, if he were some big-time actor, he wouldn't need the fortune, and he would be more well-known. Although Violet seems to think the show itself is about the fortune they inherit. But how could a fake marriage possibly result in Count Olaf seizing the fortune? Klaus can find something in Justice Strauss's library assuredly, but that brings up something else. This chapter brings to light that not only are the adults unreliable, but they are also untrustworthy. Mr. Poe just blabs to Count Olaf about what the children said to him the last chapter, and eats up whatever the Count has to say on the matter. Not only can the adults not help them, but they are indirectly hurting their chances to be free from Count Olaf. In any case, Violet and Klaus are now adamant about figuring out Count Olaf's plan. Will the children discover the secret soon, or will the Count steal their fortune from under their noses? Very unlikely. The children aren't dumb, and the Count doesn't seem to be very capable of such a plan. Also, there's like half of the book left, so they'll probably figure it out. But only the next set of chapters will hold the answer. Until then, readers, keep on reading.